I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? It's a great day, and I'm so very excited to be here. You know, we have an amazing author on the show today because this is the author's edition, and he wrote a really cool children's book, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you which book that is. That is Woolie and the Bully. It's on Amazon, and I got him here with us today. Welcome to the show, Mark. What's up?
I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Yaya.
Thank you. Thank you. So tell us about yourself. How did you get started writing?
Oh, dear. I have written all my life, but not in a book,
Mm,
mostly in, all other things except books. But I always kind of wanted to, and I was told years ago that I had the aptitude to write specifically children's books. So I gave it a shot of it with the prequel to Woolie and the Bully, and we liked it.
nice. Nice. So Willie and the Bully, how many do you have?
How many what?
How many books do you have? How many do you have?
Just two.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Wow. Wow. So, okay. So let's go back. You said you have always been writing, but how did you know you wanted to publish that? I mean, writing and then writing for the public, that's two different things.
I entered a contest years ago by invitation from a book company, and I don't even remember when or how or who. But they said, fill this questionnaire out and write a little bit and return it to us. And we were going to enter this into some kind of a contest to see if, in fact, you could write children's books. And I got a very high rating out of it. They encouraged me, and I didn't do anything with it for a long time. It wasn't a part of my vocation, or it was just kind of an outside interest. So finally, we did it years ago, and wrote the first book. Is entitled Woolie, and that's where we get Woolie from, the Woolie and the Bully.
Oh my
So
gosh.
uh, it was well received, and I don't know how many copies we've sold, but that really doesn't matter to me so much. I did write the book, and I liked it, and then we wrote the sequel to it, Woolie and the Bully, and we like it even better.
Nice. Nice. What kind of a message are you sending with the books?
Well, the first book was more of an introduction to take my spin on Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'm a farmer, uh, college graduate with a master's degree, but not in writing and economics. But we had a herd of sheep, and a lot of times those mothers, the what we called ewes, would have more than two lambs, and they can't take care of more than two. They can't feed them, so we have to find something or someone to take care of those extra lambs. On the farm, we call those bum lambs or bummers. So the bum lambs have to find a host or someone that'll take care of them and feed them. And a lot of times I used neighbor kids to do that. So it fit my spin on Mary Had a Little Lamb, because Mary became the girl in my book, and the bum lamb then had a home and had someone to take care of it and raise it up. And then in the second book, Mary takes the lamb to school with all of the adventures and the fun that you can imagine on show and tell with the lamb at school. So there you go.
Wow. Wow. That is kind of cool though. I mean, I had no idea that they were called bum lambs. You know, and I didn't know that they couldn't take care of them. I figured, hey, you got two, take care of your baby now.
We had a herd of registered sheep, meaning they were special, but a lot of my ewes, well, on the open range and in a lot of sheep operations, they hope that a ewe would have two lambs because she can take care of two. It takes an exceptional ewe to take care of more than two, and I had some that did that, that raised three lambs. But there's only places for the two lambs to nurse at a time, and it takes a special kind of a ewe to feed three lambs. But I've had ewes with as many as five.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
at one time, and a lot of my ewes would have four.
Mm.
So we had to have people had to feed them on a bottle and take care of them. And one time I had a family with here in our community that had several younger children, not real young, but teenagers and around that age. And I had them taking care of half a dozen or a dozen lambs at a time, borrowing milk from the neighbor's dairy to raise these lambs. Bummer is not a negative connotation in this regard. It just means that that they've been bummed off because the mother couldn't take care of them. So
Yeah. But that's kind of cool though. I mean, to think about it, that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. And to give that message, ultimately, what is your message? And are you going to be writing more books?
there's a third book in this series in my head that I haven't started on yet. We took Woolie from her birth and then to Mary's keeping, and then from there to get her all dressed up and go to school for show and tell, and but we have to get her back home again, and that's the third book that I haven't initiated at all yet.
Wow. That is so cool. Being an author, and especially for children's books, how do you come up with your theme? Children are different. I mean, you can write anything for an adult, and it's an adult. Yeah, here, but for children, there has to be a lesson. How do you do that? How do you come up with your children's books and the lessons that are in it?
Well, this one was kind of fell into place for me because we have a real problem in the world. We have a problem in our country. We have a problem in the schools with bullies. Uh, we have people that are bullies in politics. We have people that are bullies in the office. We have a serious problem with bullies at school. So when a little girl takes a lamb, who by the way is a girl too, with a pink bow wrapped around it to school, it was kind of a natural thing to encounter the school bully. And the bully was rough on the little lamb, and in a game, the lamb kind of takes revenge, even though there is no revenge meant. It was just a game. But the message to me was clear that if a bully can become less of a bully, the kids at school will accept him back quickly and love him and chum with him and everything else. But in this case, well, the bully was taught a lesson by a simple little lamb, just playing a game with the kids. But it was just my take on how, at least in one case, a bully was dealt with at school.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you plan on writing for adults anytime soon?
I have a book that I have written. It is almost complete, but not quite. It's kind of a novel, historical novel. But yes, I've written it and I like it. But
Mm.
it's not quite finished, and I may put the finishing touches on it yet. I haven't decided for sure, but it's not very far from being done.
That is so cool. That is so cool. So, what kind of advice do you give to authors or people who aspire to be an author?
Well, it's not the easiest thing in the world, and to get published is really difficult because the publishers want big names, big authors, that are well known so that their books automatically gravitate into the marketplace. A beginning author has a real struggle. I did to try to find someone that would publish that first book and even the second one. But you just persist. If it's something that you will like to do, something that you feel like you're good at, then you just have to persist and try. But we live in a different day too. The ebooks have taken a place now to where people can pick up an ebook, and for a few dollars or a few cents, you can enjoy a book that before you'd have to spend $15-20 to buy. So it's a matter of persistence, and in my case, it wasn't a part of my livelihood, so it was more of a side interest and something that I've enjoyed doing, but something that I didn't depend on for my living.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Well, I want to thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to say that we missed today?
No, not really, not really. Just that Woolie and the Bully is a book worth reading, especially for parents that want to help their kids understand a different spin on a bully at school, or maybe they have a bully in their family that needs to be dealt with. But my belief in people and my belief in the good in people, I think, is what comes out in my book, Woolie and the Bully. And uh, I guess it's just a spin off of how I feel about people in general.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But I love that. I love that you're dealing with this and that you're dealing with it in the beginning with the children. Knock this in the bud. Get this, stop it. You know what I mean? Because I've always been told that bully is going to be your employee and you're going to be the boss. I've been told that. And that has happened so many times in my life where the bully was actually working for the person that they were bullying. And they had to suck it up and go work for them.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
I've definitely seen that.
I have to say one more thing before we go, and that is concerning my illustrator. In book one, Woolie, we were invited by a public school that had a whole bunch of grade schools coming together, and they asked me to come out and read the book to a big group of fourth or fifth graders. I forget how old they were, but one little girl flipped open my book called Woolie to one page when Woolie found out that her mother kind of pushed her aside, and but the look on her face was something on the face of the lamb, the character that shows up in the face of the lamb because of the illustrator and her amazing skills. This little girl said, I love this picture, but I hate it. And it made me kind of chuckle because it did me too, to think that, to put myself in Woolie's place when she finds out that mother only has room for two and she has to go somewhere else and become a bum lamb. Uh, I I think maybe that told the whole story. I was told by a professor at a local university that my book wasn't any good for agricultural purposes because my lamb didn't look like a true lamb. It has a little longer face, and it has character. It smiles, and enjoys life. But to me, that's the character of the book. It's the character in the reading that it just makes it so much more fun to me. It doesn't have to look like a regular old sheep. It can be a fun, loving little ewe lamb that loves life.
I don't get it. I mean, why would you want it to look like a lamb? If you want a lamb, take a picture of it. Okay. Take a real picture. Here's the lamb. This is illustration. It's a kid's book. Why are you treating it like an adult's book? That to me doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It didn't
This is a
make any
kid's
sense
book.
to me either.
I mean, have you ever been a child and you drew a table and it just didn't look like a table? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a kid's book.
I draw a duck and it looks like a pigeon. So
See, there you go. But it's still a duck. But it's illustration. It's for kids. It's not for you, Professor. I'm so sorry, but that just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want something to look like a lamb, take a picture of it, and there you go. This is for kids. Stay out of this.
I'm on your side.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodness gracious. My gosh. Wow. That doesn't make any sense. None at all. Well, Mark, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
I have enjoyed visiting with you, and I hope someone will pick up the book and read it. I think they would enjoy it, and they would love looking at the pictures. The artist is incredible.
Awesome. And we're going to have that information in the description box below, above, to the side, wherever you're watching. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and click on that if you're interested, or if you have children that would love to know more about little lambs and how they are maybe displaced. Maybe your child has been displaced. Maybe you're the child that has been displaced, and you need to know that you're going to be okay. This lamb was just fine, and so will you be. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much.
I dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare.